things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and set them down.
Sliding out of the pocket. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big 30-yard play on third. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
Give him 30 yards there.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. To throw on second down, Weaver. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. In for the score. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying up this football game.
But that's what I call an answer right there. They gave up a sack on the previous play. How about what they did to finish things off, turning it right back around?
That's the response, and that O-line feels a lot better now, don't they?
Yeah, without a doubt, because give up the sack in the previous play, that just hurts those guys because they never want to see their guy get hit.
The extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. They'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. They'll look to throw here. Hall bringing it in. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. The Eagles on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Amos from the gun, he'll throw. And Paul has it. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39.
Now here's Amos on 1st and 10. Green with a catch left side. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Eagles are able to cash it in for 6.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
This one fielded at the 5. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Throwing on first down. Weber. Wide open receiver, complete. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. A big play there with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And a little time left on the clock, so on the other side, they're thinking, gosh, we'd like to get that lead right back.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Here I am going ahead and tapping out the first half.
Well,
there's still time. They've got to make a decision about what they want to do on the kickoff, where they want to let their return guy touch it.
Point after, right down the middle. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back,
and the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Now Amos to throw on second down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. And prior to this 3rd and 2 play, we're going to get a timeout call, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
Here we go.
Now flags come in here. Looked like one of the Eagles might have moved.
False start, offense.
Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
Let's go. Green 39.
Now Amos to throw on 3rd down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. The Eagles send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble. That could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Weber. This will be caught inside the 10. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Operating from the gun, Weber. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. As his guys are in for 6. And the Colts have broken our tie as they take the lead.
And that lead is now 7 with a chance to go to 8 or more if they want to get crazy here, which we don't expect. But I just know the way the game's being played with the analytics, there's going to be a lot more going for 2 in a lot of situations, isn't there?
Yeah, there's going to be. And I think their focus here, they don't want to give up anything going into the lockers on the other, and just a little bit of time left on the clock.
Yeah, they don't want to do anything to erase the good feeling they have right now by getting this late score in the half.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Fifteen seconds, all that remains for this first half as they come up 1st and 10.
Set. 319. 319.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. So we hit halftime here in Indianapolis with the Colts on top as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and CD in a minute. First, it's time to take a look at what we've got coming your way this weekend in the NFL. As far as the early games go in that 1 o'clock window, we'll be focused on that game in Nashville. A big one for the Titans as they'll square off against the visiting Houston Texans. Then in the 4 Eastern window, it'll be a later than usual start in Cincinnati, where it'll be the Bengals taking on the Oakland Raiders.
You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Blue 90. Blue 90. No. Check. Patriot.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
That is caught right at the 10-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this one. He's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Looking to throw on second down. Weaver. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Now a handoff looking right. And bulldozing his way through. They were looking for a cushion from that end zone. He gave it to him. 15 big yards.
I guess it's good we can't really read the mind of the defensive coordinator now, huh?
Had him pinned back there deep, give up that run. Can't be happy.
Yeah, whatever is in his mind right now, we probably couldn't say over the air.
Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate. 1st and 10 at the 18. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Let's go! 3-19!
They're going to look to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Now let's go! Green 39! Green 39!
And they'll go on the ground. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that.
And now the ball's out, fumbled near midfield. And I believe the Colts have recovered. Yes, they have.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Now for the point after. The extra point up and good. And the lead now up to 14. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Williams to return. return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Amos now throwing on first down. Throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Indianapolis. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the fourth quarter. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
Now let's go. 3-19.
Amos looking to throw on second down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. Fourth quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Young. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 12 more yards there and another first down. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
This quarterback now 13 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
And here's Amos operating from the gun. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now Amos to throw on second down. Green's got it over the middle. And down inside the 15 he goes. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
And on the ground they go to the running back. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Now Amos to throw on third down. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's fourth down.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up fourth. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. The Eagles unable to convert there on fourth. And the Colts are going to take over with a football. So now with a 2-minute warning coming up fast, that puts a mammoth dent in their comeback hopes.
I like how you phrased it. It's a dent because there's still opportunity. They've got to get the ball back on defense, obviously twice. But guess what? This thing is not close to being over. They need to go ahead and play it out.
Not over. As you said, 2-score game still. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. To throw again. Weber. He'll buy some time right. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And he stopped immediately there. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. Now it looks like he'll throw here. Rolling to his right. And he finds a man on a crossing route. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And the young buck showing that ability, that agility to dance outside of the pocket, complete the deep ball.
And don't think for a second that the coaching staff didn't have their heart rate accelerate a little bit there, right? Anytime you have those young quarterbacks and they get outside of the pocket, you're just hoping that they make good decisions because so many things can happen that can go wrong when you throw it downfield like that. He got away with it there and in a big way.
Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1.
Patriot! Here we go.
To throw on 2nd down. Weber. Now he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. In for the score. And the Colts add on to their lead. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. Say, all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And out now come the Eagles. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for Pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, Coach, what do you want to call? He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Got a man on the right sideline. That's Young. 23 yards on the play. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Amos now on first down. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Amos looking to throw on second down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. And here's Amos on first and 10, finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll make it second and short. Now flags come in here. Looked like one of the Eagles might have moved.
False start, offense.
So that'll back him up 5. A bad false start penalty there. Now second and 6.
Patriot! All right, here we go. Green, 39.
Now Amos from the gun. He'll throw. And this is caught at the 8. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A really nice gain of 25 yards. They'll come up with split backs in the backfield. And he'll indeed get him to the line and spike it here to stop the clock.
6 man. Check girls.
Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue line.
Now Amos to throw. Operating from the gun. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, as it turned out. Couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
Amos now going to throw on third and goal. And that will be incomplete with the clock showing 18 seconds now to go. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue line.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And that will be incomplete with the clock down now to 13 seconds. They're turned away on fourth and goal. And it would appear the Colts are going to win the football game. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
To throw from his end zone, Weber. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. Charles, thinking back to what you said in the first quarter, that part of the magic elixir for a road victory for these underdogs was going to be winning the turnover battle. Well, they only have one right now. Look at the scoreboard.
Yeah, not exactly playing to the form that I subscribed, right? When you talk about winning that turnover battle, that evens things out, especially for a road team, especially for a team that's an underdog.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
To throw from his end zone, Weber looking for Sanders here on the deep ball. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ahkello Witherspoon. And